that performance this evening?
If you want to go to the semi-finals, you have to earn the right to do so. We didn't do that tonight, especially in the first half. So the only good thing really I can say about the game, apart from that we scored a goal, is that it's only the first half of the leg. We just didn't play good enough football tonight, so to cause Real Madrid more problems. I really thought that would have been possible, but it's now actually hypothetical because we cannot show it tonight anymore. We have to show it the next game. But we made it too easy for them, and that's the main thing.
Yeah, was it worrying that first half that the Cruz got pass for the goal, cut the defence open, and then the second goal you were presenting a gift to them? Is that the kind of thing you're talking about, that lack of possession? No, the goals in the end, the one is... they're like quick thinking of Real Madrid, and we are a little bit later. So the second goal, of course, these are mistakes that can happen. I was not happy with the way we played football when we were in possession. I think the first 6-7 situations we pressed them really well, so they had to shoot a long ball. We won that ball, but with the second pass, the ball was away again, and that was the problem. So in these moments, when you have them there, you have to create. You have to play better football, and that's the thing tonight. So. How I said, we didn't deserve a lot more tonight, but that one goal, second half, was absolutely okay, and it gives us at least kind of a lifeline. Absolutely, and we could see you were looking for solutions. You took Keita off before half-time. Was that tactical, or did he have an injury? No, I know it's now a big story, and I don't like it anymore, to be honest. But it was just, now it was not the game, and he was not the only one. But we need Naby in the game that he's really part of playing football, stuff like this, and then it was tactical. Let me say it like this. But I could have done a few more changes in that moment, but thank God I didn't. But it's just that. As you say, you've got the lifeline. There's still one goal away from home. That offers hope. What do you need to see more of? Intensity? What are you looking for? Yeah. So intensity with the ball especially, because you cannot defend the speed of Real Madrid when you give them the ball in a completely wrong moment. So if you lose the ball, it's not a problem. When you lose in the right moment, then you have a formation for that. You have a counter. You play counter press. You get the ball, win the ball back. But we lost the ball in the wrong moment. There will be so many easy passes, like where we pass them the ball in their feet, and then what they want to do is to switch the side to accelerate, Then you have these really quick and world-class players in 1-1 situation. That is not cool. So that's not easy then for whoever is in that challenge then from us. So just we have to be in possession much better, and defensively as well better. But it's not about the last line. Then it's about what we do in front of that. Thank you. Jurgen. Second part of the story next week. Thank you very much.
Yeah, long way to go, but he sounded exasperated.
Yeah. It must be painful for him. Yeah. I mean, he's
not used to it.
No,
really?
Not at all.
He's getting used
Liverpool
to it.
Liverpool fans, Liverpool players, no one's used to it at the moment.
Yeah.
It's been a tough season to take. I think almost want to try to grab something out of this season and wrap it up and start again with a full house at Anfield again. But there's still so much to play for this season, so he's got to find a way. And Anfield is the key now.
Were you surprised at the Liverpool performance this evening?
Yeah. Considering how they played at Arsenal, we felt that they were back to something like what we saw last season. But no, miles off it today. I thought Jurgen Klopp called it right. He said that they made it too easy for them, and that's exactly what they did. You can't stand off Real Madrid and expect to win. I think they also weren't anywhere near as dynamic enough in possession. They didn't create enough chances. They weren't passing. They didn't break lines. So yeah, disappointing performance, but they've got to bounce back from it.
I agree with him actually in terms of you can blame the defenders, and we've done a piece on the defenders tonight. But I think more importantly that there isn't that intensity and that press from the boys at the front. We all spoke about their goals the last 2 years, but as much we spoke about the way they close teams down, and they've gone away from that.
Why?
That's the question. I'm sure that's the question that his staff are asking themselves at the moment, Klopp, when they're back at the training ground.
It is more difficult this season. There's no question about that. You look at, say, Manchester City, which we'll come on to in a second or two. They've got a bigger squad in terms of certainly in quality that they can rotate more, whereas Liverpool and this concertinaed season, like many other teams, it's hard to sustain that kind of energetic level of football, isn't it?
Yeah, and he came in saying heavy metal football.
Yeah,
So
that's his game. And he also said he hasn't got a plan B. It happened with Dortmund, didn't it? He
And
said
to sustain that for year in, year out, it's difficult. And you say, given the circumstances we're in with the pandemic and no fans, it's difficult. It does make it more difficult, but that's not an excuse. They've won like this, they've got to get back to doing it to get a chance of winning.
Trying to be as upbeat as possible. Talked about the concentration levels and things. I suppose in some ways they've had a little bit of a good run, and then you get another setback, and possibly the doubts can creep in. You know what confidence is like in this sport.
Yeah, this is the difficulty at the moment, isn't it? Arsenal, we felt, was a turning point. You know, they blitzed Arsenal, let's be honest, but I think Arsenal were poor on the day, but they looked back to their best, and this was going to be important to continue that momentum, and they just didn't do that. They didn't get going today. They made individual errors for the goals, and they didn't look like much threat going forward. So it was a disappointing night, but there was an away goal back to Anfield. They're still in the tie.
Sandwiched between these two legs, they've got Aston Villa at home. They really need a home result, don't they? Just to give them that confidence of being able to perform at Anfield.
Yeah, because the results recently have been really poor at Anfield, and we all know. I mean, I played there, and you feel it. You feel exactly what the crowd means to you. It's a very supportive crowd at Anfield. You ask anyone, you ask him, where do you least want to go to play an away game? Everybody says Anfield. But of course, it's not the same without the fans. So they're going to have to find something. They're going to have to get confidence from somewhere. Starts on Saturday, as you say, or the weekend against Aston Villa. And then they've got to focus on that, because that's a gateway into the Champions League as well. And then it's all guns blazing.
And Real Madrid have got a nice, easy weekend. They've got, the Classico.
But this will give them confidence, there's no doubt. But I think Barcelona will be a different proposition to the Liverpool team of tonight.
Well, it's been a very poor evening so far for Liverpool. No shots at all. Conceded a couple. Mistakes aplenty, Rio.
Yeah, I mean, the Arsenal game definitely fooled me into believing this was the Liverpool of old. I think they've mistakes, as you say, aplenty all over the place, especially in defence, and they've been punished by this Real Madrid team. Yeah,
they certainly have. Toni Kroos probably the star of the first half, and his pass led to that first goal from Vinicius Junior. Great finish, nevertheless.
He picked out both passes, didn't he? Yeah. Too much time on the ball and too much time to get his head up, and then you've got pace running in behind like this. Liverpool playing a reasonably high line. I mean, from Madrid's point of view, it's an unbelievable ball, and that's what you get.
Too easy, though, isn't it, for a Liverpool perspective?
It's very basic. I mean, I'll let Rio take the defending side.
Yeah, if he takes a drop there where that arrow showed you, if he dropped off, he'd have been able to see Vinicius' run there, Phillips. But he goes in line with his centre-back partner. That's the worst thing you can do when there's someone of that quality on the ball. You look at his eyes are up, he's looking, he's telling you he's going to play forward. You have to drop at that point there when there's no pressure on the ball. Yep. Both centre-backs don't do that, they get punished.
The way he cuts across this man here with his chest.
Great.
It just takes the man out of the game, doesn't it? Straight away, you cut across, he can't bring you down. And I think Alisson, actually, he was quite far out, but I think it was because he was trying to cut out the ball over the top, and he couldn't get back quick enough, because I actually think he's a couple of yards out, too close to the ball there. But I mean, he couldn't do much about it.
Great finish.
Yeah, it wasn't too long before it went 2-0. Admittedly, in the build-up to that goal, we've worked out it's 27 seconds before, Peter. There looked like a foul.
Well, it's a definite foul.
Yeah.
There's no look about it. It's 100%. He's no eyes on the ball.
Gorgeous.
I mean, it's a foul at any point of the pitch. Ridiculous decision. You could see why Ronaldo and Klopp were in
I don't know how many seconds VAR can go back, but 27 is obviously too many.
Yeah, it seems that way. But then from then on, another Kroos. Again, we touched on him before the game. If you give him this much time, he's going to hurt you. He's a wonderful passer of the ball, and a terrible mistake from Trent. He'll know he's made a mistake there, and such a calm, cool finish.
Beautiful. It reminded me of Ozil. Remember the goal Ozil scored, I think, in the Champions League as well, where he lifted it over the keeper. It's a great finish. Panicked, didn't he?
But if you give Kroos that amount of time in midfield, then
it's not the Liverpool way. They don't normally kind of high octane, kind of get into people's faces. They've not done that at all, have they?
Lots of people have spoken a lot this season about why. Why is Liverpool not the force they were?
Why?
If you think back about the way that they used to pinch the ball, and it was almost swarmed other teams.
So why do you think they're not doing that?
Well, they're just not doing it. Whether it's they're scared to squeeze up as a team, whether they haven't got the
resting on their laurels, they've won it all and stuff.
Well, they haven't got the two centre backs. They can leave. Before they could leave you and fly at teams and don't worry about what's behind you. They can't do that at the moment.
Yeah.